Hello friends, welcome back to Graceful Living and welcome to all of you that are new here today. My name is Dina and I am so glad you decided to stop by and take a look at my little channel. Now in today's video, I thought I would bring you along with me on a few things that I need to get done around the house. This video is going to be a little bit different than the norm, but if you're looking for decorating, I would say stick around to the end because we will dive into some of that as well. But I've had so many of you lately ask for me to create some content of my daily routine, so I thought, why not start today? Now, as you can see, I am in the laundry room and this is usually where I begin each day. Right now, I am pulling out towels that I did the day before. I always make towels my last load of the day because they are something I don't have to worry about when it comes to wrinkling. Once they are done and out of the way, I can move on to today's laundry. And the first load out is clothing. Now, I will wash all of our colors together, but I do tend to do some separating when it comes to dryer time because I just feel like it moves it along faster for me and it just makes laundry time a little bit easier. I like the idea of splitting my loads into what I call like loads, meaning each article is going to be handled in the same way once it comes out of the dryer. All the shirts are going to be hung, all the pants are going to be hung, or it's a load of t-shirts and they will all be folded in the same way. The jeans and undergarments usually make it into the same load because I can get the jeans out first and then move on to the smaller items that really aren't going to get wrinkled. And I am all about no wrinkles. So for this load, I am splitting it into 3 different loads. One is my husband's uniforms. I know everything in that load will go straight onto a hanger, but I don't like the idea of mixing his heavy gear or jeans with our long sleeve polos or button-ups because my thinking is once that dryer stops, I only have a certain amount of time before wrinkles set in and I don't want to chance those heavier garments weighing down and wrinkling the lighter garments, so I separate those and they will go in next. Again, this allows me to get these items out fast and everything is being handled in that same way. They all need to be hung. Now today I do have a few extra things on my laundry list, like my husband's ACUs and our bedding. Now around here, bedding day comes once a week for each and every bed, and it is a long laundry day when it comes to our bedding day because our bedding is extra heavy and large in size because of having a king size bed. So only one quilt can go into our machine at a time so as not to overload it. So that is what I'm starting now, and then we will move on once again. Once I do get each piece of bedding off of our bed, I do spray our mattress and pillows down with some type of fabric spray just to add into that freshness of the room. Now today I'm using my homemade fabric spray that I use around our house all of the time. I absolutely love this scent and I will insert a video here of me creating the concoction. It is so simple to make. You need just 3 ingredients, or you can take it a step further like I do, and I do tend to add in some essential oils as well. Now the recipe is 1.5 cups of water, a 1/2 cup of alcohol, 3 tablespoons of your favorite laundry scent beads. Mine are the ones I'm going to picture here. I love these and they are so much less expensive than the name brands. And then I do add in 10 or more drops of essential oil, just depending on my preference that day. You can add in up to 30 if you want, but this makes an absolute beautiful scent. I love it, and it's so much cheaper to make than it is to buy off the shelf. Now, all you need to do is put it all into a clean spray bottle, shake it up until those beads start to melt away, and then you can just spray around your house. And like I said, the scent is just amazing. On to making our bed, I will say the one tip I have is if you can afford to have multiple sheet sets, do so. This gives you the opportunity to put your bed right back to being made and in order and leaving your room nice and tidy. Now, because I am washing our quilts on this day, I won't get it all back in order right away, but the sheets are on and the feeling of tidiness is present. Now, my second tip is to allow yourself some time when you are dealing with heavy bedding. I know this day will drag out in the laundry room because it does take some time to get our quilts dry. I put them in for 20-minute intervals as a reminder to unravel them because they are bulky and tend to get all wrapped up within themselves and need some help so that they can completely dry. Now, my dusters have become my best friends between big dusting days. I use them on the daily to keep dust at bay, and it just makes this task easy to keep up each and every day. It's a simple run through each room and I'm done. But like I have mentioned before, I always try to tackle some type of weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly task all throughout my week so they don't tend to build up and have to be done all at the same time. So today it was dust the ceiling fan day here in our room. I got that done, and it's so easy to do if you keep up with it. The dust doesn't build up. So these type of dusters really catch that dust when it's a light cleaning. Now, on to the last thing that I'm going to do. I usually do this at the end of the day, and I also run the mop just right before Ronnie is due home, just to have that fresh and clean look for him to walk into. But I had made such a mess in here with feathers all over the floor, and I really didn't want the girls to come in and try to eat them because I know they would. Okay, now that all the daily tasks are behind me, I can move on to some decorating, my favorite thing to do. I wanted to kind of change some things up here in the kitchen and dining area. I loved my Valentine's display, but it was definitely time for something new and maybe a little more simple. So I'm just going to go kind of around the area like I normally do. I'm starting right here, obviously on our dining room table, but I'm going to clean everything off as I go and then just put back some of the things that I've already have. I think I purchased a few new things, but not much. One was this small little topiary. I think you saw those in my Target shop with me. They were $5 in the Target dollar spot at one Target, and then in another one they were in kind of all the greenery area, but I think it fits perfectly here in this wire cloche. I just love it. So let's get this done and we'll just move on around the rest of the room. I absolutely love this floral arrangement. Now, I did put this together a few days ago off camera to save time, but if you are interested in me walking through something like this with you, just let me know down below in the comments, and if we get enough requests for that, I will definitely create a video doing just that. Now, I had all of this on hand. I just brought my greenery bin in from the garage and went to town filling the urn. I am loving the small pops of color. I even ended up using some of my fall florals to add in what I feel looks more like a vintage look. Now, I paired it with this beautiful boxwood topiary I found at Target a long time ago. It does have its own little vessel, but I decided to add it to this stone planter that I purchased at Michael's for more of a statement and some height. Okay, I finally made it all the way around the kitchen. This is my last spot to decorate, and I'm really liking the look so far. Now, beside my favorite rooster, I did decide to bring in my favorite apothecaries and had full intentions of drying some lime slices and maybe even some lemon slices to fill them with. I have wanted to do that for a long while, but then read that it takes 6 hours of drying time in the oven and decided against that. So I used my pears and grabbed a bunch of rosemary from outside and I bunched that together with some twine, and I like it just as well, I think. Maybe one day I will give in to the 6 hours, but not this time. I also brought in a new little lamp into the kitchen. I had this for a while and had never used it, then went to plug it in and it didn't work. So back to Hobby Lobby I went to exchange it, but when I found out that they throw these away, I went ahead and just took it back home with me, and I brought in a puck light to light it up. It's on a timer and it works out perfectly. Today, as I thought about that lamp sitting on the counter and how it would have simply been tossed away in the trash because it no longer worked, I couldn't help but think of all the things that we tend to keep and hold on to reuse and repurpose nowadays. That is such a huge trend right now. And I think it's now more than ever before we look for things that are thrown to the side by someone else, hoping to find a treasure. And when I think of all of that, I cannot help but think of the Lord and what He has done with us. He takes our lives that are broken and tattered, out of date, and then He repurposes us. He gives us a new life and makes it over to be more beautiful than ever before. Just like us, as we stroll down the aisle at the Goodwill or an antique shop, He sees potential in us. He knows there is a new life and purpose in us. And for those of us that look in the mirror each day and don't really see anything of worth, remember, God sees someone with great value. And what's even more amazing is He doesn't just see the value in you, but He is going to be there with you and give you the strength for your new life with Him. All we really need to do is give our lives over to Him, give Him complete control, and He will make something grand and beautiful of it all. All right, friends, I'm going to begin to bring this one to an end. But before I go, I want to thank you all for coming along with me. I am so grateful for your continued love and support. It means so much to me. If you are new, I would love to hear from you down below in the comments so I can say hello to you. And I would love for you to consider becoming a part of our Graceful Living family by simply hitting that little red subscribe button down below. It's absolutely free and it really helps my channel to grow. But for now, I want to wish you all a wonderful rest of your week. Remember to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.